Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shop Breakdown. We're going to go over the two NIT quarterfinal games for Tuesday, March 26, 2024. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at the premium picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games in college hoops in the NIT for Tuesday. First up, we see Georgia and Ohio State. This one's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. We faded Georgia in that last game against Wake Forest, and give credit to the Bulldogs. They won that game outright. However, it was a 6-point victory against a Wake Forest team that at the last minute scratched their best player, leading scorer, and Hunter Salas, who's also their best three-point shooter. So I do think that affected the Wake Forest game plan, at least offensively. And also, it was a game where Georgia won by 6 points despite shooting 52% from three, 14-27. It was one of their best shooting performances from the perimeter all season. You only win that game by 6. You would think it would be a double-digit win. And it goes to show you, Georgia only had 5 offensive rebounds. They only had 8 made field goals from two-point range, 33% there. They had 16 turnovers in that game. So it really wasn't the sharpest, fundamental performance from the Bulldogs. They just got, quite lucky from the perimeter. But I don't think you can bank on that in this spot. I just think that Ohio State's looked really strong in the NIT so far. Offensively, 80-plus points in the first 2 games. Even last game where they only made 4 threes. They were, 24% from 3, 45, 46% from 2, but they had 32 free throw attempts. They had 8 offensive rebounds. They limited the turnovers, and they played strong basketball at home, and they won that game by 8 points against a solid Hokies team. I think Ohio State's a much better team here. I think they played the tougher schedule throughout the season, and I like the chances here to grab a W and a cover. Next up, we see Cincinnati and Indiana State. This one's going to be a 9 p.m. Eastern start time. It's going to follow up that first game on ESPN. Indiana State, I like this team. They're really fun to watch. Great offense. They're number 1 in effective field goal percentage. Great three-point shooting team, free throw shooting team. The number 1 in two-point shooting. Their offense is off the chain. I do think their defense is a little bit underrated as well. But I also know that this is not the best matchup for this team. And while we backed them on Sunday for our Bank Shop Best Bet, I think I'm going to go on the other side here with Cincinnati here. As Cincinnati, we know they played the much tougher schedule throughout the season. While the Missouri Valley is always competitive, it's nothing like the Big 12. I mean, Cincinnati wasn't one of the better teams in the Big 12, but they still had 7 regular season wins and a couple of conference tournament wins in their first season as a Big 12 team. Pretty impressive stuff. And when you look at Indiana State's resume, one of the things that held them back from getting into the big dance was, obviously they were a great team and they had a 30-6 record, but their wins, their strength of those wins weren't the best. I mean, you could say that Indiana State's best win this year was the most recent wins over SMU or Minnesota, or maybe the win over Bradley or Drake in conference play. But when we saw them step it up in the non-conference games, which they didn't have too many of those, but they played Alabama, they played Michigan State. They lost by double digits in both of those games, by 22 against Bama and 12 against Michigan State. They also lost twice to Drake, one in the conference tournament, one in the regular season. A couple of other losses to some, not great Missouri Valley teams. So while you could say Indiana State's best win is SMU or Minnesota, you could say Cincinnati's best win is Texas Tech or TCU or BYU or Kansas. All these tournament teams, really solid teams. Cincinnati's played so much a tougher schedule this year, and you got pretty much a opposite styles of game. You got Indiana State, a very potent offense, fast-paced team, and then you got Cincinnati, not the best offensive team, but they are super strong defensively, top 15 in adjusted defensive efficiency, great rebounding team. So I think Cincinnati's offense is going to be able to open up in this game. While I do think Indiana State's defense is a bit underrated, I still think it has some glaring issues. I think Cincinnati takes advantage of those, and I think it's just going to be a close game in general, so I'd want to have the points. So give me the Cincinnati Bearcats plus the points with a sprinkle on the money line in this one. And that's it. Those are the NIT games for Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comment section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.